Alright, so look at it, look at this wire, guys. Isn't that cute? Where the fuck does that go? So what are we doing here?
Okay, I gotta go in there, cut the Romex off, stagger the ground, neutral, and hot. Put those orange clips on there.
Yeah.
Rewire it, flex it into the box.
What a freaking nightmare. What a nightmare.
That's pretty much every house.
And that's the disposal?
Yeah, that's disposal
That's
switch.
that's the disposal switch right there. Look at that little dinky tiny little wire sticking out of there.
See that?
And he's got to mount a box here.
That outlet's a half hot, so the bottom part's gonna go to the dishwasher right here. The top part's a switched outlet's gonna get flexed in from that. Flexed in right here.
Yeah.
So when the missus comes in there, hits that disposal, the top half of that outlet's switches power
on.
and the bottom's constant. Because the dishwasher's right here. But
Yeah.
either the cabinet guys decided we're gonna cut the wire so we can get our cabinet in, or the trimmer was lazy and decided, well, I cut this, I don't have to trim it. And saved himself 20 minutes.
That's some bullshit.
Every house.
That's some bullshit.
Every house.
Wow. And they're doing that on every single freaking house.
They decided, oh, we don't need an outlet there.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What is that all about?
That's a range outlet that they decided we're too lazy to put in because they're a pain in the ass.
That's crazy, man. Wow.
I already got
Well, they're hiring, guys. If you know what you're doing, if you're willing to learn a trade, learn some electrical. We need you out here in Arizona if you have any electrical skills.
Electrical's not hard.
No,
You gotta think.
it beats roofing.
Oh, yeah.
You're not working on a roof, and sometimes they probably get air conditioning, I'm sure. Doing troubleshooting, no?
Not very often.
No. Well, anyway, just thought we'd show you guys that. That's fun stuff there. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ask the Trades. Holy cow, was this guy upset. Just dealing with all kinds of crap and the stuff that they leave him on the job site. Little short wires sticking out, wires buried behind cabinets, nobody cares. Just crazy. Poor guy was saying that he actually hates his job. Can you believe that? All that and more coming up in this episode of Ask the Trades. Did you start out doing like roughing work or?
Yeah, I started, being the grunt,
And you're doing troubleshooting now, right?
Yeah, I come in, I test every plug, every switch, check the panel, make sure everything, I'm the last one here.
Okay.
For the inspector. I put all the little stickers on, make sure everything's the code. So make sure, walk the house with the inspector, make sure it passes code. Get the house inspected, make sure it's good.
Are you finding a lot of issues when you're doing this, or is it?
So far I got about 15, 20 issues.
Is that typical?
Yeah.
Okay. So 15 to 20 on you'd say maybe a 2,000 square foot house?
Yeah.
1,800 squure foot house?
It should be 4. But the people that are trimming these houses, the makeup on this house, although those don't work, those don't work, that doesn't work. I got a punch list over there. I got all these plugs are dead. So
a whole circuit probably is not.
Yeah, but it all depends on, we're having a hard time getting breakers from the Square D company.
Okay.
So if there's issues with not being able to get materials, there's issues with people not being trained.
Right.
It's just.
Have you seen that? So would you say that's a more recent issue, like as far as past 10 years or past 5 years?
It's progressively getting worse.
Getting worse. Do you think that it's just a lack of, because like what I've been finding in a lot of the guys I interview is it's kind of like, not to talk shit, but it's kind of like the newer generation coming up doesn't really care. No work ethic, yeah.
They get paid, like the guys that do this house. They say, okay, we're gonna pay you $250 to do the house, let's say.
Okay.
So they're just filling holes.
Right.
They don't really care if it works or not. They don't get paid for it works or not.
If I see a receptacle, then it's done, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if they made him hot check the house when it's done, he would be more careful. Say this guy's putting his plug in.
Yeah.
He's going through there, he's rushing. He doesn't take his thumb and push that ground screw down.
Right.
When you push that plug into the wall, that ground screw wants to loop up. If he doesn't screw those screws in, it's going to hit that neutral screw.
And it's going to
trip the breaker. Because he's got these RF breakers that are supposed to be for safety. They're really twitchy. One little thing like that can pop.
Right.
But there's one home run for every 500 square feet.
Okay.
So where is that? It could be that bedroom, the hall.
Right, the front of the house.
So I wind up starting in the middle, work my way out. I gotta take all that stuff apart to find out, because he didn't want to take 2 zigs. Like
Do they, let's scoot out of the way, I don't wanna, hey, you good? So do you find that they at least try, like when they plan out the home runs, because I did commercial electric work for a while. I know with like what we did, you know, it's all conduit. So, you know, you're running like we would try, let's say this portion of the building, we know, okay, these are all gonna land in this home run and then that's gonna go back to the panel. This side of the building, that's gonna land in a home run and go back to the panel. Do you at least know, like, let's say you said per 500 square foot, let's say the front of the house is the home run, or is it all just kind of making house together?
There's only so many rough crews that work for the company. So you get to kind of figure out, well, okay, this is this crew, this is usually...
Oh no, so it's different every crew?
Well, see, a blueprint is just a general idea.
Yeah.
If you look at my blueprint, it shows these switches all different.
Yeah.
Those switches are different than the blueprints that I have.
Right.
But crews, you think they take the home run to the switches and go down and branch out.
Sure.
No, the power for this goes into that little outlet, comes up, and goes out from there. With the guys that are doing this are all Python.
Right.
So they're do how they were taught wherever they were taught.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of weird
It's
stuff.
all weird.
So you get to the point where you get to learn, okay, which crew, okay, this guy access this one. Like the power for your master bedroom.
Right.
It starts out in the smoke detectors and goes through all the smoke detectors before it goes. So you know, okay, if the master bedroom's not working, you go to the smoke detector.
Yeah.
This entry circuit, the power is probably coming from that outlet right there. The power to the pump.
We're gonna pick up that saw out there.
You learn to figure out where it's at. See this thing right here is an electrical toner.
Okay,
I
so you
can turn
bring
the
it
power
up.
off. Yeah, because I have no idea how this house is wired. When I'm troubleshooting, I gotta separate the power. I put this on there, it'll help me trace the wires around, because I can't see in the wall.
Right.
This will tell me what goes where, and I'll have to make a circuit map of the house to figure out.
So there's literally no rhyme or reason in how, like they could, I mean, they're gonna obviously do whatever's easiest for them. So you probably think, okay, if I was doing this, this would be easier. Is there even that amount of planning that goes into it?
Well, you think, okay, with these home runs, you're trying to save wire, copper's expensive.
Sure.
So they're gonna land it like, when they do the home runs, they land it closest to where they're gonna need it.
Okay.
You know,
But even that is
sometimes they'll go furthest and work their way back.
Yeah.
It all depends on which crew,
Right.
the housing plan, it depends on the options, like some of these houses don't have all these extra cans and stuff like that, so they'll wire it.
So I noticed one of the first things you said to me was piecework. Now, doing marble, I'm piecework.
Yeah.
In our industry, it's a little bit different because since I am piecework, my name is on that job, I own that job.
Yeah.
So
what's your age?
if something is
You have a
messed
different-
up with that,
You have a
then,
different work ethic.
oh, of course, yeah.
Your work ethic's
Yeah.
different. These countertops,
That's how I was raised.
you can't really mess these up because they're very visible.
Right.
You can't see what's inside this wall.
Well, and electric is taken for granted. When I did commercial electrical work, you know, with like going into it, my brother was a journeyman, and he's like, why don't you, it was during the recession, and all the new building stopped. So I was like, I gotta do something, and he's like, why don't you come work and do commercial? So I said, okay. So when I got into it, I thought like, oh, this is gonna be a piece of cake. I'm gonna be out there like, you know, trimming outlets and stuff, you know, like I've put up a ceiling fan before, that's what it's gonna be like, right? But I think people take it for granted. The electrician is there from ground until the keys are delivered to the, you know, you're out here troubleshooting.
Commercial's much harder.
Oh, it's crazy.
I can't bend. I can do box offsets and saddles, but I can't bend.
Oh, and living your life on a ladder. Oh, that's all it was. Up and down, like you're like the first day, your arms and your, you know, you're like, oh. And I, you know, and that was 10 years ago, and I was so.
I was making more 20 years ago than I'm making now. There's no incentive.
Yeah.
You gotta get to the point where everybody I talk to is burnt out. They get to the point where they don't care. You know, they're getting to like, well, why did I bust my ass for this company?
I agree.
If they don't take care of me. You know, they want to hurry to get production. Well, faster isn't better.
No.
They're like, well, slow down, take your time, do it right, to hurry.
Yeah, hurry up and slow down.
You know, these houses are done in an average of what, 192 days? They're building on these slabs they shouldn't be building on. Go look at these houses closely. If you go look at these houses a year from now, you see all that.
All the cracks in the stucco everywhere.
These hubbles are falling down because they're put in literally with these screws. What do you think is going to happen after that wife comes in there and gets that board up 4 or 5 times? The tile's going to be loaded up like that because this foundation's not settled.
Right.
This house is going to be jacked. This is somebody's dream house.
Yeah.
$500,000 for these.
They're putting their hopes and dreams into these houses. Yeah.
It's slapped together. It's rushed together. These cabinets.
Yeah.
Put a level on this floor.
Oh.
Or on these cabinets. Or on these walls.
Oh yeah. I'd be terrified, wouldn't I? Yeah.
Look at this list. These are breakers that I can't get because of the Square D company.
Yeah.
I got to go to my boss, sign them out.
So they're on back order or what?
Yeah.
Oh my
This
goodness.
is the bedroom needs O-rings, the garage plugs don't work, the break room plugs don't work, the cafe plugs don't work, the hall lights don't work, the plugs in the master don't work.
Holy
and everything's done to that side of the house yet.
So, okay, so you're doing the troubleshooting on it. Does that mean that then you gotta fix all that shit too?
Yeah, I gotta take the outlets apart, I gotta find out where the back down.
Are you piecework?
No, I'm
hourly.
hourly.
Thank God.
I'm hourly.
I mean, thank God you're not, because I mean, imagine if you were doing what you're doing right now. It'd be a nightmare. How could you make any money doing that? Because you'd be trying to, you know what I mean? You'd be trying to do it as fast as you could, but you can't do what you're doing as fast as you can, right? I mean, you gotta take your time.
Well, I'm in my 50s. I don't get up and down as good as it. I don't crawl through the attic.
You starting to feel it too?
Oh yeah. But I just take my time, and this job is not really physically demanding. You gotta think.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no power right. Start in the middle, you work your way out. You gotta think. Okay, how do they run the circuit? The home run lands here. The branch circuit goes here. I'm gonna wind up taking this whole room apart and half the hallway.
Wow.
To find out why there's no power in these things. And it can be just as simple as the trimmer who wasn't trained on the outlet. You have those little side screws. They got tabs like in the half house. You break it, it separates the plug.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
If they break off the neutral, it's going to stop that circuit, and I'm not going to have room. I'm not going to have power in the whole rest of that room. It's little things like that you got to find it.
Do you typically find that stuff all within like one trip to the house, or do you ever have to come back another day?
Oh, there's times when I'm in the house 2-3 days.
Holy shit.
There was a house across the street that I had to get my boss and his boss in because they had double fed circuits. They had circuits that weren't even connected to breakers that were live. They had 4 or 5 breakers tripping. And this is a normal house. Look at these punch lists.
Yeah. Yeah, look at this, guys.
Here's the shit. Look at these punch lists. That's one house.
And we're not talking like big, huge, custom $1 million houses. These are tract homes.
Look, every page.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
And it's just, they need to train these people. I've offered my company I told him, I said, I will go buy beer and pizza, I will do whatever it takes. Every hot checker in this company will donate their time. It benefits us.
Yeah.
Like these disposal wires, they're too lazy to trim them, so they cut them. Because they don't want to take the time to flex it in, put it in the box,
and to do it
but then they blame it on the cabinet guys. But we've set up trail cameras. My buddy was a hunter, he had trail cameras.
Yeah.
I set them up and cut them. Now I gotta take these. I gotta take these.
Is that like a Wago?
Yeah, it's basically a Wago.
Yeah.
It's a pushing connector.
Yeah. But a single Wago.
Yeah, but see, these gotta go into a flex.
Okay.
So
you got no room to get that in
You
there.
gotta stagger them because they go into
What a pain in the
flex.
ass.
And they gotta be boxed in just because he was too lazy.
Right.
You know.
Holy cow, man. That's crazy.
It's a combination of don't care, no work ethic, can't get materials, and lazy piece workers.
Yeah.
You can't explain it to them because they don't speak English.
Right.
Well, our bosses tell them.
Until they're showing
Don't
up.
piss them off because if they quit, we have nobody.
Yeah.
I was told to leave them alone, don't talk to them.
Dude, we have people like that too, where it's like, they don't do their work, and it's like, oh, well, we can't get rid of them, don't complain because we can't get rid of them, and it's like, I totally don't understand that at all. I'm not young, but I don't think I'm that old either, but back in my day, man, it was like, you had work ethic, you cared if you put your name on something.
Disposal whips, buried stuff. Really? Did you have 6 feet of wire in the wall?
They left that in the wall?
This is wire backwards.
Oh shit.
These are where the cabinet guys buried our stuff because you just, instead of saying, hey, your outlets are behind our cabinets, they changed the plan. They just write on the wall, hey, your outlets under here, and they install the cabinets.
Oh.
Well, why would you do that? Knowing that they're gonna have to remove their cabinets.
To unbury it.
So we're gonna do walk to the outside and dig through the stucco and the walls. More buried stuff.
I got to admit.
Look at that. Our trimmer actually. That's one of those.
What?
Yeah. This is
What?
more buried stuff. Okay, this is missed wires. That's tile. Thank God that was a bathroom.
Right.
And then put the shower tub in yet, and I could go through the wall.
Right.
But I mean.
So I got one.
That's just
one time I was doing out to do a shower, and it was one of those walk-in showers with like the dry-off platform, and they have like a towel bar. Well, they put the light switch right where the panel goes. And so I told the super, and I'm piecework, so like that screws me over. That's a trip I don't get billed for that. That's wasting my time, fuel, everything.
Yeah.
Call the super, say, hey, this outlet needs to be moved so I can put this panel on. So I do everything with that panel. He calls like about 2 weeks later, I need to get this job done. Where is your guy? I need this panel put up. So I go back out there, the outlet's still not moved. So I call my boss and he goes, you know what? Fucking put the panel on. Go right over that fucking thing. If that guy, if he's gonna call and bitch and back charge us, then he can pay us to go back out there. And it's like, it's shit like that like, it irritates me to have to do it, but it's like, that's what I'm being told to do. And it's like, I know I'm probably making somebody else's life miserable, but in the end though, it was the supervision of the house. I blame the super on
there
that.
it is. Go ask the super to read that blueprint on my phone.
Yeah, he'll have no
Ask
idea.
him, when I was coming up in these trades, the superintendent knew every nut and bolt, knew everything, knew about roofing, knew about electrical, knew about plumbing, he can answer questions. These guys don't know. You show them a blueprint, they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're secretaries. All they do is
babysitters.
All they do is schedule the trades.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy's done, so I'm gonna call this guy. This guy, they can't answer questions, they can't read blueprints, they don't know anything. These guys, they don't know. You ask them a question. Hey, what about this option? Hey, what about, I don't know, I have to talk to my boss.
Yeah.
Talk to his boss. He don't know. I have to call my boss, who has to call his boss. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's lack of communication. The right hand don't know what the left hand's doing. Nobody knows, nobody cares.
No.
It's all about slap together, put it up there.
Yeah.
This is somebody's house. Your name's on it. Take a little bit of price. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's why it's sad. I get to where I want to get out of the trades. I hate my job.
Would you recommend someone getting into it?
No.
No? What, go to school? Stay in school?
I mean, college is a waste of time.
I know, and student debt.
I used to tell people, go into trades, go into HVAC.
Me too.
Go into other things, work for yourself.
There's, I would say overall the trades have been pretty good to me. I mean, over the years, I'm with you though, it's getting frustrating, and it's like, I don't know how to instill that in like young guys. Like, where are these young guys? Where are the guys
they don't want
to raise up and learn a trade now?
Everybody's whining about, well, look at the amount of, I don't mean to sound racist, but white guys.
Yeah.
Used to do everything.
Yeah.
Everybody says, well, the Mexicans are still in the jobs. They're not stealing the jobs, they're filling the void because the white people don't want to do it anymore. Show me a white roofer.
Yeah.
Show me a white guy that's doing the concrete.
Or a framer. Remember the framers?
Now, the Pisces are pouring the slab. They're framing the house that's rolled out the back of the truck and nailed together. Really?
Yeah.
And they stucco the house. They drywall the house.
Yeah.
They wire the house.
Yeah.
They paint the house. They clean the house.
Yeah.
They cabinet the house.
Landscape the house.
They do everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm probably the only white guy that's got some foot here, and that sounds racist.
Yeah.
But they're doing jobs that nobody else wants to do.
Yeah.
So, okay, let them do it.
Right.
Some of them are very hard workers.
Right.
The quality of the work sucks.
Right.
It's not because of the...
It's a lack of training. Absolutely.
Well, it's the way they're paid. They're paid by the job.
That too.
They're not paid, and the quality control is just hurry, okay, good enough.
Yeah.
I literally heard guys yesterday, trying to level the floor. They had the cabinet guy, and they're trying to level the cabinets, and the guy's doing the countertops, right? Oh, good enough, okay, good enough. You put a level on it, it's half a bubble off. You think that homeowner's gonna say, okay, good enough? No.
They're gonna lay something down on there and it's gonna go rolling from one end to the other.
It's just, there's no continuity between trades. There's no, there used to be.
And it's like when I got into it, you used to kind of like think about the guy that's coming after you a little bit too. Like, I don't know where that is. Like half the time I go in these houses, the shower cans are full of piss.
Oh yeah.
And it's like there's fucking drywall mud scraped all over the pan. If it's not full of piss, then I gotta scrape off an inch of drywall mud.
You know how many times I got buried plugs, and then I have to take pictures of them because the drywall company tries to back charges. And I gotta send all these pictures looking buried.
Yeah.
I gotta put my toner on the next plug or the next light, and I gotta find it, undig it, and retrim it. But there's, like you said, the trades used to look out for each other.
We did.
If I'm drilling through a stud and I hit a pipe,
oh shit!
I'm gonna shut off the main water, and I'm gonna call.
You're not gonna let it flood the house.
I'm gonna call the plumber.
Yeah.
Because he works for the same the company that bought us.
Yeah.
Bought Brewer, bought 10 other companies.
They do everything.
They centered us. Now we do HVAC, we do low volt, we do concrete, we do.
Do you think that's a shit show or was that a good choice?
I don't know.
I wonder. I guess it probably makes sense because then at least those are important trades to be under one umbrella in a way.
It hasn't really affected me that I know of.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think they should these companies need to put me some grief. Slow down, train your people, do it right, put out a better product. Because in the long run, it's going to save you time.
Yeah.
I mean, if they train.
Not to mention the warranty claims.
If they train, we're getting killed with service calls.
Yeah.
And it's stupid things. I get called, for stupid things. Oh, this don't work, or that don't work, or I had a lady trapped in a garage because she didn't know how to get her car out because she didn't know she couldn't open the garage door.
Didn't know
because she didn't know how to push the GFI.
Oh, it popped the GFI.
She go there and she's got 12,000 Christmas lights plugged in. She goes out there and takes the breaker.
Oh no!
So it's sitting arcing the panel.
Oh no!
And she's like, I don't understand.
It's like, man, you're gonna burn your house down if you do that.
I used to love this job.
I like the guys when I was doing electrical, they'd go, hey, I keep popping a breaker. Is there any way you could come over to my house and put a bigger breaker in, and I'm like, you understand that that breaker is protecting you from burning your house down, right? The breaker is protecting the wire, not the other way around. If that breaker is bigger, that wire is gonna get hot and burn your house down. Oh, well, and this was an electrician.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, but thankfully I learned a little bit. I learned enough in that to know that I was not cut out for that, man. We were working like University of Phoenix and doing jobs like that and working that shit hot because they couldn't shut it down. And I got hit with 277 standing on a ladder. Oh, it knocked me clear off the ladder, and I woke up staring at the ceiling. And the foreman that was on the job site came walking in there, and he was like, "The fuck are you doing? Get off the ground." And I'm like, "I'm on the ground?" And he's like, "Get up." And he's like, "What happened to you?" And what happened was I was wiring in a troffer, right, in the grid, and I had accidentally put, what did I do? So I put the neutral in where the positive was supposed to go.
Ooh, yeah.
And so I somehow backfed it through the lamp. Well, then when I went to grab it, my arm was resting on the grid.
So you became part of the circuit.
And yeah, and I just touched it for like, boop. And had it not knocked me off of there, I probably would have got stuck to it. But since I was on the ladder and it jolted me, the ladder fell and I hit the ground. And
I do all the hot because like when I'm trying to figure out these things, and okay, this is a switch leg, this is a top leg. I'm sitting, okay, this does this. I get bit, I don't know, I don't even care. Yeah. But the 220 hurts.
Yeah.
You know, I always shut that off.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah, 120, I don't know if you remember when you were a kid and you would like put your finger in the telephone socket and it kind of go, like get that little 12 volt, you know. 120 to me is kind of like that on steroids. Like it'll definitely wake you up, but 277, woo!
It's just like, oh damn it.
Or 480. Ooh. Working on some of those. I mean that's like instant.
Anything over two, I shut the power off.
Hell yeah, it's not worth it, man.
Because you treat everything like it's hot.
Well, and dude, when I was doing commercial electrical, man, they were paying me $15 an hour. And I'm like, dude, I can bend conduit, I can pull wire, I'm up and down a ladder all day, I can read prints, I can make up three-ways, I know how to do switch leg, all that stuff. Like I knew a little bit of troubleshooting. I knew how to set like all the disconnects and all that, like fuses for AC, all of that shit, $15 an hour? I'm like, I'm out of here. I was like, dude, as soon as Marble was available again, I went right back into it. Because I started in 98 when I was 18 doing Marble. And my brother trained me up and laid off in 2008, and I came back in 2012 and I've been back. Did you guys see that on the residential electrical side too?
I mean, it slowed down a little bit, but no, not really.
Not
even
really.
when COVID hit, everything else, we were worried about, are we going to be essential workers? Are we able to work?
Well,
I worked every day. There was no slowdown for us.
Ours was, we were essential because we do tubs and showers and people have to be able to wash their hands and bathe. And I'm like, isn't every job essential? It's essential to the person that has that job.
We had problems getting some materials, like Square Gate Company to mix our breakers. We had a hard time getting the 2-pole, big lug breakers for your main appliances. We get the little breakers are a problem.
It's the bigger ones.
It's the big ones.
Yeah.
You know, it gets to be a hassle with that, but it's just, I used to love my job. Now it's just a drag. I get here and it's the same things over and over again, and it's fixing things that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Things that with a little bit of training, I should have been out of here already.
Right.
I'm gonna be here this
Well, then I'm here taking up your time.
I get paid by you.
Well, what do you think, man? Should we get back to work? Have we vented enough? Are we good?
I'm taking 11 margarita.
Well, I got one last thing. What would be your words of wisdom to somebody wanting to get into a trade?
I would go work with somebody.
Work with someone and try it out first?
I would find somebody that works in the trade, do like a ride along.
Yeah.
Go work with an AC guy, go work with a plumber, go work, you know, because
That's brilliant.
it's easy to say, hey, I want to be a roofer, until you get up on a roof in August.
No doubt.
It's easy to say, I want to be an AC guy,
Yeah.
until you're installing an AC in an attic in August.
Yeah.
It's easy to say, I want to be a block layer, when you see what it does to your hands.
Right.
It's easy to say, I want to be a framer. You see, you know, concrete guy, go try it first, before you spend the money and time going to school.
That's
Go talk to the people that do it.
That's brilliant, yeah.
Go talk to these guys. I got
There's so many things you don't see as just an onlooker looking at a trade that happen day to day.
I got a stepson that's, you know, he worked at Subway. He's only 19, he's fresh out of school, you know.
Yeah.
Taking a little time, oh, I want to be an HVAC guy, I want to go to West Bank.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, it sounds like you do good, you got a good work ethic, you got a plan. Come to work with me, I'm open in that. Go do this, go do that, are you afraid of tools? Are you, you know,
Yeah.
find somebody to do it right away.
Right.
Before you invest and spend all the money, you know, student loans, all that stuff.
Right.
Because you might not like it.
Right.
You know, find out what you're really passionate about.
Yeah.
If, you know, that old saying, if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. Find what you're passionate about before you make a choice.
Kinda, sorta. I mean, if it wasn't work, they wouldn't be paying us. But I mean, I agree what you're saying though, like don't just think like, oh, well, AC work pays well, so I'm gonna be an AC guy. Like, you might absolutely hate doing it, you never know, but like,
Yeah, but are you
don't just look at the dollar.
Are you afraid of electricity?
Right, are you afraid of electricity or going in attics?
Do power tools freak you out, or are you afraid of?
Do you have the skills to use power tools? You see some of these guys who hand them a sawzall when we were cutting conduit, you know, and you just pick it up, you know, you cut right through. You don't even think about it. You hand it to a new guy, and he's like, things jumping out of his hand, you know, and pipe goes flying across the room.
Ask them to read a tape measure.
Right. I was thinking of doing a how to read a tape measure YouTube video. Do you think that'd be good?
Okay, well, there's a
How
lot.
to read a tape measure?
I see a lot of people online.
You know the plus and minus trick? For the 16ths?
Well,
Because you know how a lot of people are like, shit, is it 5/16? Is it 7/16? Is it 3/16? Is it, like, they're sitting there looking at the 16ths? Just do plus or minus, because almost everybody knows quarter, half, 3/4, right? So instead of quarter, what's that next 16th? Do quarter plus.
yeah.
What's the next 16th from a half? Half plus. What's minus? You know, the 16th before a half? Half. Inch and a half minus. Little marble trick there. But it's instead of trying to remember your 16ths when you're looking, you know, or you're like, somebody will say, all right, I need to cut this piece. What do I need? You're going, oh shit.
Well, these guys are just gonna phone out.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Anyway. Well, it's good talking to you, man.
Nice, yeah. I hope all goes well.